We are here, different place, same place. Who knows? But hey, Comic News Weekly. It is Tuesday, February 7th. New channel, same show, same goodness. But we are live on ComicManAndy's channel. Thank you for hosting this show. We're bringing you the same content on ComicManAndy's channel, so make sure you guys are subscribing. Make sure you check that out on YouTube. I'm telling people in case they hear it on my audio podcast. So for the time being, I'll still put the audio podcast up there. But hey, we have a great show for you tonight. Over the next hour, we're going to talk a little bit about Netflix. There's some Netflix drama going on. We're going to talk about a new Disney Plus streaming record. And we're going to talk about some other goodness with some surprise topic from Mr. Rhynoverse himself. But before we do that, let's bring the panelists in here from that Beyond Wednesdays channel on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe there. We're telling you, subscribe all over the place. You see them, just subscribe. Don't know them? Click subscribe. Click the like button. Click the like button on this video. Make sure you tell a friend, share it out, share it all over the place. Instagram, social, Discordian. But anyways, from Beyond Wednesdays, we have Mr. Bryan McClay.
Dude, my cotton mouth is on fire. So as we bring up the rest of the people, I'm going to go grab me a water.
Yeah. If you don't chew Big Red, then fuck you. But Mr. Rhynoverse himself is here as well. What is going on, Mr. Ryan?
No, I took the right turns I normally go to, but this place looks weird. I don't know how I got here. It's the same time. The same people are here, but maybe
it's a bizarro world.
New road or something like that. How do I get this a new place? It all looks different. And there's a weird sound at the beginning too.
Yep.
Oh wait, we're live, huh? Hey, what's up? Yeah,
we followed the Yellow Beard Road.
Yeah, it's a cool new place. I like the digs. I like this area. I mean, it's pretty.
Seeing a lot of the same people from my channel in the chat. Seeing a lot of ComicManAndy's friends in the chat. So that's always great news. And let's welcome the man himself, from the host of this channel and the producer and the button pusher, Mr. Dad Joke Teller, Mr. El Beardo himself, Mr. ComicManAndy.
New phone, who dis?
Yeah. Wasn't even a phone, as a big guy. It was a damn TI calculator.
Again, thank you, Brian. We will keep this rolling. This has just been too much fun over a year and a half. It just didn't seem like a good time to stop what we were doing. We were having too much fun. So as this settles in for a new home for the short term, it'll be right as rain and ready for you when you need it back on your channel.
Yeah, so we tweaked the intro a little bit, changed up the music, put your logo on the front of it. Might need to tweak a little bit more. I think the sound was a little bit off. I can fix that if we need to change the sound altogether. We can do that too, but we just like to set the tone right from the beginning. Comic News Weekly, same show, new channel. But guys, there's been some Netflix drama going on. Netflix said that, hey, they've been telling people that they're going to crack down on password sharing. They came out with some information that they're getting ready to start it, and then they kind of backtracked since then. But news had hit, hey, they're getting ready to do this password sharing, and what they're doing is basically going to detect your home device, whether it's by IP, your NATed IP, probably your MAC address, a whole bunch of IT jargonese. And if you don't log into your home Wi-Fi within 31 days, they were going to block your device. And first time, I think, was a warning. And then if they did it again, there's going to start, basically whoever owns the account, they were going to start charging them, was it $9 or $3 or whatever it was for like the basic Netflix account. And then, of course, there was a whole bunch of backlash, a bunch of pissed off people. And then they said, whoa, this is only happening in Chile, Costa Rica, and Peru, where they're testing this out. I don't know. I mean, those are odd locations, if you ask me.
Well,
it's coming.
Maybe they had like there was a big contingent of people sharing there versus other places. I was just looking at the stock report for Netflix because I know I have a lot of clients that are invested into Netflix, and I was wondering how this was going to affect their stock, and it hasn't really affected the stock. It's still performing well, but underperforming the market just a little bit. It's rebounded significantly from where it was at. But it says that a survey showed that 62% of Netflix password sharing users would stop using the service if that went into effect. So
yeah, and then a lot of other people are still pissed off. They're like, well, what if I travel? What if I go on vacation? They're like, oh, we got a solution for that. You can request a 7-day temporary code that you can use to log in with.
I don't have anything wrong with that because it's if you're sharing. I mean, they let you have what I don't know if I know YouTube lets you watch it on so many channels, but or it's like you could buy like a service for 3 channel or for 3 TVs or whatever it is. But I mean, I get to sharing. It's cool if you're able to share, but if you're not able to share and you're having to pay for it, well, you just that free ride ended.
Yeah, but and then they did poll people during that, and out of that poll, I guess only 10% polled so that they would go ahead and create their own account to prevent for password sharing. 35% being polled said that they would just replace Netflix with some other device altogether.
I was waiting for it.
Do you guys still use Netflix?
Yeah. I use Netflix, but I've been tempted because they raised the price to like $19, and I've been tempted. I've already cut HBO Max. I might sign up for it, when Game of Thrones returns. But to be honest, I'm of that 35% polled that they use for Netflix, and I just watch HBO shows on another device. But yeah.
I know, like for us, like we use Netflix, and her parents might use it, like I'll use our password or whatever, but we don't have HBO or anything like that. I use BTV. So
yeah. When I'd go visit my dad in Tampa, he would use Netflix, but he was using my brother's account. So just to piss my brother off, I'd have my younger kids at the time go in on his profile and watch all their freaking cartoons and shit. So then when my brother went back into his profile, all the suggestions were like kids' cartoons and stuff, and he'd get so pissed off.
Well, that's great.
I hardly ever watch anything on TV right nowadays.
Yeah, he's like, what the hell is this PJ Masks bullshit?
I mean, I keep Netflix around, and I'll agree with a lot of people in the comments right now saying Netflix is sucking hard. And Mitch named the last great Netflix original series or movie that isn't on season 4 or season 5 or season 6. I agree with that, but I do see a value in the plethora or stockpile of back titles or back issues, if you will, if you want to throw that little flair on there. If I want to sit down and watch an 80s rom-com or 80s or 90s action flick, I get a little nostalgia. Netflix is one of those places where they have a backlog of some of those titles. I still kind of play that game like Heat. I wanted to watch Heat the other day. You can't find that anywhere except for like Amazon Prime. I had to pay to rent it. There's some certain movies that still you can't find on a streaming service. You got to buy them or rent them somewhere like Prime. But
you know what more people are going to do?
You say Heat if you like search from your Amazon device. Say if you're using a Fire TV, it will only show you certain things, and then come to find out, I'll be logged into like Paramount or Peacock, and I'll see the movie that when I search for it, and you do like other ways to watch, it didn't show shit, and you had to like pay for it or rent it or whatever, and then you find it on an app you have, and it's just so pissed off.
Yeah, it sucks for Netflix because they were kind of the originators of streaming services. They're one of the first out there to kind of bring the platform to the public, and it came from I think it came from the little things you rented from the corner or whatever. But now it's like, well, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah, I mean, they got the Zack Snyder stuff, and the new one that's coming. There's been some decent stuff, but to me, there's nothing to justify the $20 a month fee for it.
Well, like they're saying, is there any service out there that you really are like? I mean, I like the Disney one because of obviously what the interests are of me and my kids, so they have something at the corner. But what is any other service, including Netflix, offer that is very special or specific to them?
Yep. Shoot, I've been watching. I was telling Andy before the show, I've been watching Catch a Smuggler on Disney Plus on the National Geographic stuff. I was like, yo, that bitch got cocaine in her ass. I'm telling you.
Nice.
And they're like, nope, you're free to go. I was like, darn.
What
Man, I
about the
hate
dogs?
cocaine, man. I just like the smell of it.
Oh no.
That's my dad joke. Is it a dad joke? Or is it not?
That's pretty
It's
funny.
so easy to watch anything that you want on the internet these days. I'm surprised most people are paying for any of this shit.
The only I see people paying for is the convenience, because when you're watching it from other resources, sometimes the resources don't stay alive. So you got to find a different resource at times. So there are times where it's like, you know what? It's just more convenient to me. I don't know, or I'll get it and I'll just pay for it. But the next thing you
Yeah.
know, you find that you're paying for a bunch of different things, and you're like, I'm spending more money than what it's worth. I need to get rid of some of this crap.
I can
Yeah.
see myself solidly landing on just HBO and HBO Max and probably Disney Plus. Netflix is
What
going to have
about-
to start hitting some
Remember,
basics.
they just changed Paramount. Now it's rebranded to Paramount Plus with Showtime.
Isn't
Yeah.
there like phone companies that offer like free
Like
signups for that shit?
T-Mobile, and all of them usually have something. I know when I Sprint, which is now T-Mobile, but I get Hulu through them. I think they're doing, some are doing Paramount, some are doing. I like Paramount just mostly for the two things: the Yellowstone shows, and then Champions League soccer.
That's the one thing. Sports, it's nice to go to ESPN and just because I'll pay for hockey, I'll pay for ESPN, and then I'll get the hockey, and then I'll get ESPN. So that's the only thing that I pay for that I paid for the last
Cosmic
2
one
years.
brings up a good point, because before, when Yellowstone came on through Paramount, it was like sold to NBC Universal or something like that. So now they have the Paramount app, which you can watch 1883 and 1923. But if you want to watch the normal Yellowstone show, you got to watch it on Peacock for the time being, unless you're watching it on live TV on Paramount.
I'll just borrow my buddy's Blu-rays.
Yeah. And then they've been also airing it on CMT as well.
Really?
Yeah.
People still watch that channel?
I watch
Country music
CMT in the
television?
mornings on the weekends, man, with the coffee.
Oh.
It's like
I don't know.
country music videos, and you watch the same videos. I'm like, damn, heads
Yeah, well-
Carolina for like the 15th time.
Where is it? Yeah, Mitch also saying people underestimating the catalog of Disney Plus. I do agree with that, especially with a 6-year-old in our house. There's an immense catalog of stuff that is perfect for a 6-year-old, plus everything Star Wars you could ever dream of.
You know, Netflix, if they could do something like became exclusive, like to be able to show, like if they were the preferred vendor choice to show like live concerts, like they somehow can pigeonhole live concerts from different genres, whatever it is, and they're always showed off Netflix. Then you could have something there that would be something that they would purchase. You'd want to have that. Or let's say you had you could watch one of the like Thursday night football games or Monday night football games in there. They give us something reason to kind of have it, because like I'll get the sports thing that I have to get just for for NFL Red Zone, but that's because it offers, and I pay like $12 a month for that while I have it, and then when it's off I turn it off, but I always go back every year.
Yeah, it's another. I've been seeing that news also from Wilbert saying there's like Kevin Costner's in. There's talk about Matthew McConaughey coming in. And then there's like another article that said, "Hold on, not so fast." But I know we got more spinoffs coming on Paramount as well. But Yellowstone's great if you're not watching it. Anything Taylor Sheridan does, Mayor of Kingstown, Tulsa King, plus his movies. But anyways, yeah, Netflix. Does everyone here have Netflix right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, except oh really?
No, dude. I like I said, I get my stuff from I watch everything.
Yeah.
And I get it for free. I'm not, like I'll figure out ways to get it for free. It's not worth me paying for it at this moment.
I do like Tubi.
TV's cool.
Yeah.
You can watch all the old school 80s cartoons, man.
You can find almost anything on YouTube And then if it's not on YouTube, it's not hard to find off of YouTube. And like I said, most of the time you can find things that you already have that gives you the ability to do that. Like my parents pay for Google TV or whatever, YouTube TV,
Yeah.
and it gives you 5 free accounts that you can give to anybody in your family, right? So, you know what I mean? Like find somebody that has that. Go in with somebody for that with a bunch of friends, you know? Like there's ways to save money and do this stuff and
I
get
have
away with it
YouTube
without
TV. I was kind of looking back at Sling again, but
YouTube
you know
TV's
what?
awesome.
You know what I think? I mean, why wouldn't Netflix consider, and this is probably one of the reasons why I'm not working for Netflix and an executive at Netflix, but why not take one account with 3 profiles in it that are allotted 3 different IP addresses, regardless anywhere? You know, people are just going to VPN stuff anyways, so they're not even going to be able to figure half that out as it is. But like, why not be able to assign 3 different IP addresses to one account with 3 different profiles, and then nothing really changes for anybody? Because the reality of it is 10% that they're looking to convert into new subscribers. They're, like you said, 30 to 35% of people are just considering dumping Netflix. So it's going to cost them more in the long run. And if I was a smart guy, I'd probably start paying attention to the Netflix stock. Because if they're going to actually make it for the long haul, it might be a good buying opportunity coming up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, a streaming service helped a film break some records this week. Black Panther Wakanda Forever sets a new Disney Plus record. They declared the critically acclaimed Wakanda Forever the most watched Marvel premiere film globally based on hours streamed in its first 5 days on the platform. I don't think that's anything that's not too crazy. It's to be expected.
It's like this article comes out for whatever. And then like, sorry, not to sway off this article, but then I saw like Eternals was like their most streamed movie last year. And I'm like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if I believe any of this stuff ever. Even Rotten Tomatoes stuff, it's hard to believe half the time.
I started watching it this weekend, and then I was just like, man, I'm tired. I don't have the energy to watch a movie right now, and went to sleep. I watched right up to where they were underwater and they just started disappearing. So it's like 10 minutes in.
It's a good movie. It could have been better, but it's a good movie, but it could have been so much better. I think Namor stole the show. I think that was awesome. I think it had a lot of emotion behind it, and we had to have this be a good movie, so a lot of us will extra praise onto it, but it wasn't that great, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Well, it was a rapid rewrite for Coogler, right? Wasn't it Coogler that wrote it? And once we lost him, I think it was like, oh crap.
Yeah. What are we going to do? And that's why we give him a pass, right? But here's the thing. You know, the sad part is I was talking to somebody today and they were like, look at Namor books. What's going on with Namor books? They're probably falling too. Like, you know, nothing in to bring it to the spec world, nothing in the spec world has lasting strength really anymore. There's very few things that have lasting strength. And, you know, you can go buy a first appearance of Thanos, which has been one of the biggest characters in the speculation game. Yeah. For nothing, you know?
Yeah. A lot of people buy Thanos, not realizing you got the first appearance of Drax in there also.
Yeah. And Eros, which is going to be a big character. So anyways, that being said, if I step out of my spec mind, which it's hard to do a lot when we're talking comics and pop culture, if I step out of my spec mind, it was a good movie. Namor is badass. I think that they need to come out and hit a home run with him in his next thing he's in, make him just amazingly badass, like really badass, and get us to like him. You know what I mean? Whether that's, you know, stealing Reed Richards' girl in a Fantastic Four thing, or it's, you know, some other TV show or movie. Like, he's got to hit a home run when we next see him, kind of do what Yelena Belova did. I think Yelena Belova is one of those characters that was so good when she came out. Everybody loved her there's like nobody I talked to that did not love her in that first movie. And then they hit it again with her thing on Hawkeye. Yeah, and she killed that. Like that's what Namor needs to do next, because now we all we enjoy Yelena Belova more than probably we should, because of how well the character, the writing was, the casting was, everything about that, her things were really, really good. So hopefully
I
they do
like
that with Namor.
what's his name in that movie in the first Black Widow was enjoyable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stranger Things, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife and I started watching the Black Panther movie the other night, and I mean she was tired, so she didn't make it all the way through. So we paused it, or we were on halfway through it. But as I was watching it, I felt like this is like, it reminded me a lot of, what was the other movie, the other show that the She-Hulk, where it was geared more toward the casual comic book fan, and maybe someone that doesn't know, they kind of watch the movies. That's what it was geared more toward. And so, because as I was watching, I was like, okay, this is very surface feeling to me. It's not really, there's not much depth to it. But my wife was like enthralled. She was like, I hadn't seen her watch a movie like that where she was locked in. And I was like, and it was, there was a lot of that female feeling toward it, like She-Hulk was. So, I think that, in their minds, they're doing a thing where they're knowing that we're going to be, the hardcore comic book fan will be there for the other stuff that comes out. Like Ant-Man, I think will be that something for everybody. I think that's the one that your comic book fan is really going to be really enjoy a lot. But this was, again, it was, and they had they had a lot to deal with in that movie, with the passing and everything else. So again, with McClay, I don't think it was the greatest movie out there, but I see the angle where it's growing a base of the casual fan.
Yeah, it's so hard to replace someone like Chadwick Boseman. I mean, the first Black Panther and Guardians are my favorite Marvel movies. And I mean, I think I've watched the first Black Panther probably 19 times now. And each time I see it on or want something, I'm like, oh, I watched Black Panther.
This article came out and I was looking at that. I was like, man, that must be a pretty big deal, because I don't recall I didn't see the stuff about Eternals and the streaming for Disney Plus. And I'm like, man, I gotta stop procrastinating and get on this movie. So I start it, I get 5 minutes in until I realize I haven't even ever finished the first movie. I'm like 3/4 of the way in the first movie. So I keep kind of forgetting to do that as well. And I'm with Wilbert here that this is a little bit more of a concerning negative. Most hours streamed translates to all those people that didn't buy tickets in the theater. And that's
like that stupid animated movie they had, Strange World or whatever.
Yeah, that could be a running narrative for a lot of movies that hit streaming media, because the attention spans have gotten shorter. So their response time to putting stuff on streaming media has gotten shorter. Now people aren't dumb. If they can save $60, then they're going to save $60.
Well, and it's not going to get any quicker at the theater if people like AMC are now charging more for certain seats.
Oh, that kind of chapped my tail feathers, so to speak. Does
What?
AMC theaters announced today they're going to charge higher prices for certain seats in the theater.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
It's not the ones with like the extra
But what if you got like the A-list thing?
Well, what about?
I'm a Stubbs member.
What there's got to be some lawsuits flinging around for that now, because
I don't know, dude. I don't know if it even matters, because half the time when I go to the movies, dude, there's no one in there.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Well, it's weird.
Half the time when I go to the movies, there's like hardly anybody in there, and you get picked. You know what I mean? Like
move around.
There's maybe 5 people, 10 people in there at max. I don't know. Maybe my city's different, but
know where I'm gonna sit. I'm one of those people that likes to get there like a couple minutes early to get settled with my popcorn, and then I'm also one of those people that get pissed off at the people coming in the middle of the trailers.
But I mean, what about you? What about disability seating? You can't really put a preferential pricing on disability seating, and disability seating is in that prime viewership that they're talking about putting an increased price on.
That's crazy.
the ADA, the Americans, or what is it? The something with Disabilities Act is an Americans with Disabilities Act. The ADA should prevent something like that from happening. In my opinion, is wow. I don't know, but yeah, I did not know there was a Miles MCU rumor going around. So Manny, if you want to share a link or something like that, that'd be interesting to maybe hint, nudge, nudge for Ryan to potentially. I don't know if you've already got something this week and we hadn't talked earlier, but that would be kind of cool. If there's a rumor floating around, I'd love to hear more about that. Oh God, there we go. Drop that because I don't know. Do you have something? We hadn't talked today.
I don't. We can look in. I mean, I had a couple ideas, but we can definitely look into that. I mean, there's nothing. Anything's
what is the rumor? Did he drop a link?
He did not. So while we cover this last topic and segue into this, if Manny can find a link or send somebody a link on Instagram, we can take a look at this.
Oh, here we go. I got it.
You know what we do have to tidy up because this is going to be a quick one. Was
it ain't that quick because I love me some Brubaker.
I mean, they're talking about they're probably talking about the actor who's talking about playing that dude. But go ahead.
Brubaker and Phillips Criminal, maybe Prime Video's next adaptation. And now I kind of hesitated to bring this up because I know the four of us over the last year and a half getting together and doing Comic News Weekly haven't really leaned heavy on spec or focusing a lot on spec. And it gets sprinkled around in here. And then I realized I wasn't adding this article from a spec standpoint, but more from a fan standpoint because I'm really excited. I think Prime could do Brubaker's Criminal justice. And
Brubaker and Sean Phillips is like one of my favorite creative teams in comics. I mean, and to see this coming, I wouldn't lean too heavy into it spec wise, but I'm as a fan of Brubaker and a fan of this series, I'm excited to see if it get a live action adaptation.
That's a great series to get alive. You're right. I think that's a perfect series for it. It was made for that. Yeah. I bet you they had plans to sell it. That was the whole idea. It was a show.
Yeah, I think Prime is a great vehicle for Brubaker because I think you're going to be able to get that gritty, dark drama that not just HBO, but Prime can do really well. And I think they have a little bit less limitations, in my opinion.
Yeah. So right now they just announced it's being adapted, right? They don't have anyone attached to it, correct?
Right. Like right now, it's really still just a Prime Video
option news.
His video's on a pretty good streak with that. Yep. Per deadline, Prime Video is currently finalizing plans to adapt Image Comics' crime series Criminal. Notice they say Image Comics because Criminals, the Image run of Criminal is actually a reprint, if I remember correctly. It's Icon was the original, wasn't it, Brian? The Marvel Icon imprint was the original, and then Image reprinted it, I think. Either way, it goes on to say the writing and the creative team. The series already has Brubaker tapped as an executive producer and showrunner, and a writer's room is reportedly already going. So sounds like it's beyond just the announcement phase, and they're already moving into the production phase.
Yeah. And they're saying Amazon hasn't confirmed Deadline's report, but Brubaker has a history having an executive producer and written for the 2019 series Too Old to Die Young. And The Boys and Invincible being tied to Image. So
true. Brubaker should write
not The Boys. Boys was dynamite, but
ooh. I was tickled pink when I saw that, and I wanted to bring that up tonight and throw that kind of in.
What was that other series that Brubaker did? That was like this. What? Vital, yeah.
And then
another one too.
The one that comes out in trades. He writes a lot of great graphic novels too, if you like that noir type.
Yeah, dude. He did a lot of cool stuff to start. As a matter of fact, let me bring up my handy dandy Beyond Wednesday's comic creator list.
Wasn't it the Killed one?
Let's see here. Brubaker. First work, The Pajama Chronicles, #1.
One about the one where that like got old man brain at this late in the evening.
Yeah, I live it. I live it too.
I think Ginkgo, Kill or Be Killed, wasn't the Fade Out? Wasn't? Didn't he do Kill or Be Killed?
I think so. Reckless. Mitch is saying Reckless.
He did an amazing job on Daredevil, that's for sure.
Yeah. Kill or Be Killed was the one that I was super excited about. And then there was option news with the director of John Wick said that was going to be his next project, and that took off for a little bit. And then, of course, we haven't heard anything. But
I think it'd be really cool. I think it'd be really cool to see more from Brubaker on Prime. Like you talked about, he kind of had those ties in the past, and just seems like it'd be a natural fit and I believe this shows would perform well.
yeah, I mean, to me, Brubaker and Phillips, whenever I read their stories and see Phillips' art tied to it, it reminds me of like old Pall Mall ads or something, but in a good way. Like I just enjoy those type stories.
Yeah. He did a lot of good stuff. His Captain America run was iconic.
Yeah.
It's one of the best runs ever. Yeah, man, that's cool. Good for Ed Brubaker. That's awesome. Good for him. Let's see what that means. Hopefully he gets a lot of money out of it.
The less we say, the faster Ryan's reading. I can see it.
So sorry, my dog was going ape crap inside my house, and that was derailing my. So, you ready for the surprise topic of the week?
I love it, man, because you originally had this idea and said that the chat could play a role in that.
Absolutely,
people leaving comments. So Manny dropping in with the rumor Miles will make an appearance in Spider-Man 4. That was the comment that kind of sparked that thought.
Yeah, and and I'm glad. Thank you so much. We've always asked for comments, and so that will always take precedence over the ideas that I have, and so I truly appreciate it. But yes, as the article is saying that the Spider-Man 4 they're looking to do Miles Morales, and I've been hearing this for a while. I didn't know if it was that quiet of a rumor or not, but it was already in I think the previous Spider-Man. Someone hinted to my cousin lives there, or my brother-in-law lives there, whatever, something like that along that lines. And the Donald Glover character, I guess it's his uncle that would play
Uncle Davis.
Yeah. So it was only a matter of time, but the thing is, I believe, is that Sony is like saying it needs to be in Sony's world, not so much in Marvel's world, and that they have everything they need. They don't need a part of the Miles Morales thing. And with the way that Spider-Man is growing, they have such a gold mine into their hands. But if they try to separate that from Marvel and try to be like, yeah, this is our baby, it's just like, I don't know. I'm real interested to see how they try to do it outside of what Marvel would do. Because I know they have an agreement to work on Spider-Mans together, but I don't know if that agreement goes to all the characters or not.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be a great way for Sony to cut their teeth again and create some separation by doing Miles instead of El Muerto and their other stupid. To me, like the person who loses in the Sony Fantasy League Football League is the one that gets to pick what Spider-Verse movie they're making next. I don't even know because it's just not.
It's outrageous.
But yeah, I mean, Miles Morales would be a perfect way for Sony to create some independence and create some good Spider-Verse movies.
They're doing. I mean, they know that they have. I mean, Sony really understands that they have a quote unquote hit on their hands, or a very they have a very good, I guess, what do you call it, IP or character essentially, and they know that there's a lot of backing and people following that character, and it's really gonna be depending on how they portray him in the movies. If they put him in the movies and it sucks, man, that character is gonna suck after that too. It'll destroy that character. So they would have to, I don't know, maybe you think differently, Andy, but I think that a lot of times if they portray a character wrong in the movies, that when later on after that it's like poo-poo, and it takes a long time for him to come back to full circle. Now the Spider-Verse movies are, that second one is about to come out, I believe, or is it, when does it come out?
They need a Sony Miles movie and then get someone like RZA to direct it.
Yeah, I would approve of that for sure.
I mean, I
They
would
just
think
need to do a cool transfer from the Spider-Verse into our verse via some Kang thing, right? And have Miles show up at the end of Spider-Man 4 and then bring Miles into the world through Secret Wars.
Can
right?
Can they do that though?
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. That's where they're heading.
Yeah.
And if so,
Right.
it looks awesome.
they have an MOA between Marvel and Sony, I'm sure. between
I've heard Marvel's thought on everything is like we can get these characters no matter what. Like it's not an issue for them to get characters or get the okay to use the characters.
Yeah, but I'm saying, is it okay for Sony to go and run off and do a movie using Kang as one of the?
they would do it like they've been doing it with Tom Holland for Spider-Man. Probably be that shared.
Yeah.
Just like Universal owns the rights to Hulk still, right?
I mean,
Yeah.
they still have the Craven the Hunter coming out. They have that movie. They still have the Madame Web.
I bet you one of those gets either canceled or way put out, like major reshoots or something. I have a feeling.
I think you're closer to see Madam Web than Craven.
Supposedly Craven's supposed to come out first, isn't it?
I think, and then it said like, "Oh yeah, we're not gonna follow the comics."
And I think I believe I heard that they're going to the way they're putting Venom into the movies, was from that piece that's left behind, but it's supposed to follow the Secret Wars somehow, way or another. It's supposed to be adapted to the Secret Wars that they have upcoming. So,
doesn't the timing on this seem a little early based on that? Like, I don't know. I mean,
they're trying to rush it, if that's what you're asking. I feel like they're trying to rush it.
What's funny, especially when you start talking speculation, which I noticed a trend of, like whenever you talk speculation, talking about movies, does anyone ever mention like a modern event comic? You're always looking back at Copper or earlier events. No one's talking about War of the Realms or. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
Because the modern events suck.
Yeah.
Well, I think they also have a wider audience with the modern events, and they're also going to be at the age where people that have the money have read that stuff. Typically, they're more adult people. But I usually
I agree with Ryan. There's a generational aspect to this where modern runs, a lot of the people collecting them and reading them, not a lot of the kids that are developing that heartfelt that heartfelt connection to like a War of the Realms run, where it's like their first big event, their first big new characters or this or that. Like that connection isn't there for us that we're at our age and our collecting goals. So I could see where that generational aspect comes into play, where maybe the War of the Realms you could see 20 years later. You could see that it'd be a big movie event. Who knows? Because those kids growing up reading those books, granted, there's fewer kids than there have been in the past, but still the younger audience that's building that connection and that love for their first major event or first title or first comic book character or first favorite will be into that disposable income. That kind of makes sense.
Now, let me ask you all, besides the spec on Miles Morales, I mean, how much do you have you read the books and you're that much into Miles Morales as a character?
Modern wise, I enjoyed the Miles books better than I enjoyed the regular Spider-Man books.
He's just not so like Miles isn't bland, like boring, bland like Peter Parker, in my opinion. Like Peter Parker's just, how do you keep writing Peter Parker fresh and keeping it interesting? Miles Morales
Same thing with Superman.
Yeah, Superman. Yeah. I mean, I guess like for me, like whenever Spider-Verse, the first movie came out, I was like, well, I wasn't like, ooh, I want to see that. I was like, I'll see it sometime. I'll wait till it comes and watch the commercials, whatever. I don't care. And it was a good movie. It was put together well, but I wasn't super excited about trying to go and see it or whatever. I wouldn't put it up there with like the other Marvel movies by any means. It was very much like a secondary movie to me. Because it had Miles Morales, I was like, that's just some new character that had little interest in. You know, I didn't have a lot of any strings attached to Miles Morales, and it was just weird that they're having all these other. It was equivalent to me to like Spider-Ham. I mean, that's what the equivalent it was to me. Like it was just another version of Spider-Man. But it's become. But then I didn't see where where it was going to take off and what community would it take off in and how it was being viewed or whatever. And so now I kind of get that. But what?
Solo Wookie.
What do you say?
Hey, Playboy, to read the articles, I get comic books to look at the pictures.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So, anyways, it'll be cool if for me, if Miles Morales is in Spider-Man 4, I'll be like, cool. That's just not it could be a super rad thing or anything, but
Three Rivers hits it on the head, man. Peter without the baggage still has the magic of being young and trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I can get that for sure. Yeah, because you're getting a fresh look of Spider-Man in the current times, so I can get that.
Mm.
Actually, I appreciate that a lot. That's cool. That's a good way of looking at it, Rivers. So, yeah, I get it. It's like it kind of freshens up the character without having to redo the same dang character over and over again. And that's the problem that a lot of these books, like Superman, have. Superman has ran its course, and it's just like, how do you freshen up Superman? Yeah. I mean, they try to make him gay, I think.
Well,
recently. I mean, that was like that's the way to kind of break him current or make him freshed up or whatever. Wouldn't that?
They've done a lot of things, man. They've changed his uniform. They've changed his hair. They've killed him. They've brought him back. You name the story and it's been told through Superman, right?
I mean, have you ever heard of a character just being retired? Like, when do they retire?
Dude, that'd be like turning off the money.
Like how much
is your bank account?
Is Superman really making right now? You think are there comic books?
Nothing on comics. Like I don't think there's anything on comics, but Superman as a brand is probably still a pretty big name brand,
Yeah, I guess
I feel like they've tried to bring it down in the past couple of years, but I still think that it's I bet you a lot of people, if you said Superman to a lot of people outside of the country, they would associate that with America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did enjoy like the beginning of the Rebirth run of Superman.
Yeah,
and I enjoyed the Super Sons.
Sons was my favorite book, man. I loved that book.
My son, I recently showed Spider-Man 1 to my son. He's 3, and I was like, let's check this out. And he was into Batman, and then he saw that and he's like, he's been so into Superman recently. He's got a Superman costume. He's got like he just when I was giving him back, he's like flying around like Superman. He puts his arms out and does all that stuff. So it's cool when you're first introduced to it, but then it gets to a point where it's been enough. And so knowing the character is great, but then like I don't think it's hard. It's like the comic wise, I don't think there's, like you said, it can be put to rest, I guess. But they can always do movies without wasting print on the comics.
Exactly. Movies, TV shows, shirts, whatever, animation.
Yeah. Fourth Solo Wookie said list of Superman's merch, books, etc. was like fourth on the list of moneymaker.
Wow.
Next to Pornhub. I mean, Playboy for the articles.
Yeah. He's gonna be there. That there's no doubt about it. Hopefully sooner than later. I feel like the time that they've put out to make a lot of this stuff has been way too far away. They need to just get it going. Figure out a way to make it happen without making it shitty.
Yep.
Bring the characters in. So
speaking of comics, tomorrow's New Comic Book Day.
Tons of books coming out tomorrow.
Dude, you are not joking, man.
It is beyond crazy.
Would you say, McClay, would you say it's beyond Wednesday?
It is. It's beyond crazy on Wednesday. For me, again, a lot of really good cover picks this week. I really love the In-Huck Lee Red Goblin. I think that's a cool pick. It is just the regular cover. I think it looks great.
Red Goblin
Right.
brings back so many memories.
I know.
That
Few
is-
I
years
know.
ago.
Is that a new
I
cover?
know. Yeah, this is new.
It seems
And
like I've seen
then
it before.
yeah, and then the 1 in 100 is the Virgin.
Mm.
That's pretty crazy, bro. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty damn good. I have to say. The rest of them are all, I mean, they're really not that great. That one is amazing, so I'm all for that one. The Poison Ivy one, I love it. I love the mushroom, and I love the placement of that. That is a great cover right there. That's the regular cover on that one. Of course, Brian, you probably
Yep.
wanted to talk about that.
Yeah, I'm getting the regular cover though. That one's too expensive for me.
Yeah,
Already?
yeah.
Above my
Yeah.
pay
The 1 in
range.
100, right?
Yeah,
Here's the regular. I like the regular better, anyways.
yeah.
That's a good one, man. That's a
I like
real good
getting
one.
those and then just finding, pre-order 9/8.
Yeah,
Because the Disney fan in me.
dude, what a great that. For people out there need to listen to what he just said about pre-order 9/8, and also, if you're okay to wait, I bet you could find really good books. I don't know about books like this, but you could find really good 9/8 deals on books. If you wait a little bit of time, there'll be some
Yep.
good deals on 9/8 books. But
Yep.
this one, I would love to just grab one quick, and then hope one shows up that way. Next, Batman. We have the first Joe Quesada. I think it's the first Joe Quesada cover for Batman, right? It's the first or the second.
Yeah.
But
I remember him doing one before, but
Joe Quesada came
remember.
back to DC.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting.
There's a Surdsey foil for that. Nathan Surdsey, is that, if I'm pronouncing that correctly? I'm a sucker for foil, but not like a cover A. Then right there's a variant B, and there's a foil version of that variant B right there. I'm curious what that's going to look like.
Yeah, that could look really good if they do it right.
With the coloration in the background and the tattoos. If the tattoos pop hard enough, there's not a lot of comic books out there with really well done tattooed superheroes on the cover.
Yeah. It's like the Bruce Timm art, right? That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's badass. There is a 1 in 25 for the Avengers Across Time.
Is that Ross?
Nope, Massa Farah.
Wow, Massa Farah, huh? Now I can kind of see it. First look, I thought for sure it was Alex Ross.
Look, here's what I thought. This is amazing. But look, how good this would have looked with like a little bit of like a white border around here, and the characters pop from the white border around that whole thing.
That's AI art. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that looks badass, dude. That's beautiful.
AI art wouldn't let that pass. He would have done the white
border. Damn. Black Panther. There's a badass cover for Namor there. It's pretty dope. It's not my favorite Namor. My favorite book of the week is Ghost Rider.
Yeah, man, those Ghost Rider covers.
The Ghost Rider covers are beyond amazing.
I see those covers and I just smell cigarettes.
Dude, look at these covers.
Ghost Rider and Catwoman, man, they always have great covers.
The J. Scott Campbell.
Oh wow. Yeah. Holy moly.
Right. Look at this one, dude. This is Stegman. This is the 1 in 25.
Ooh, there you go.
Dude, every single one is just fire. This is the Planet of the Apes one.
It's just fire.
Bro. Yeah, right? I mean, Jesus, these are all beautiful covers.
Yeah.
But the best is this one right here, in my opinion.
Yeah. Is that just a cover price variant?
This is the Mobili variant. So I think it's just let's see here. The 1 in 25. This is the J. Scott Campbell retro is the 1 in 200.
Good
The
God.
Stegman's a 1 in 25. The 1 in 100 Campbell Virgin, and then J. Scott Campbell Anniversary is a regular. I think here's the main cover. This is the regular J. Scott Campbell right here.
So they did 3 covers of that.
And this is the main cover. This one's not that great.
No.
I mean, that part's cool, but this part's kind of stupid.
Yeah, it's like Resident Evil meets Ghost Rider.
Yeah. But man, that right there, that's a cover done very, very well.
Is anybody else a little perturbed that they took the same cover, did it 3 times over for a 1 in 100, a 1 in 200, and then like
That's
I'll look for the straight
And
J.
then
Scott.
I'm sure
Campbell.
that J. Scott Campbell has another version of that cover on his site.
So let's see what the difference is. So this is the 1 in 200 anniversary retro variant. So let's look at the.
Is it the bike that's different?
Let's look at the 1 in 100. Yeah, so he's different. The Ghost Rider is different.
Oh,
see.
Okay. Oh, so it's the look of Ghost Rider that's.
I think so. Yeah.
I thought it was just they were swapping out the title.
See.
I just go for the cheaper of the 3 for the collection.
I would just get the regular priced one.
Yeah, it looks the same to me. I don't know, man. I don't know. But yeah, so that to me is the majority. But there is one more that I really, really liked. This Daredevil 1 in 25 Aka variant is awesome.
Wow. It looks like a more refined, more built up Momoko.
It's amazing, bro. The moon in the background, the red moon, the way that they've got her, posed behind the moon. It all kind of goes and it flows very well. The trade flows so well, just a little bit off center of the roundness of the moon. That's it's hard to beat that Ghost Rider cover, but this one did it. This one's amazing.
And my picks to be one of the worst covers out there.
So, all right. What you got? You guys got anything else?
Yeah, I've got a giant email. Like this is the biggest week I've had. This is the biggest week I've had of the year, and surprisingly, only 2 ratios and well priced, well below ratio variant. Everything Star Wars hits. So Darth Vader's got that awesome U variant. I really like the U variant. It's super clean and super crisp looking. It just reminds me of like fresh, clean linen, and yet you got Vader there. That looks really good.
That is.
Yeah, it do be hitting different.
Linnell Francis, he was so good.
The Black History Month variants for all of the Star Wars titles hitting this week are really, really, really well done. The art is really good on those. When looking at like High Republic titles or the High Republic covers that have been coming out, those Black History Month ones have been great. They're great this week. Hidden Empire's got a decent 1 in 25. I think it's a Lopez. Yeah, I like that one.
Hidden
Empire. That Lopez was looking pretty good. I liked that. Wow. 125.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then everything, I got a ton of great reads. Little Monsters is going to be another good read. Time Before Time is still coming out. I thought I ended that one, but yeah. And then I'll still getting the TMNT books pretty much. So tomorrow on the old New Comic Book Day Wednesday is going to be so Star Wars heavy. Better buckle into your X-Wing.
This is a good Turtles book right here that I forgot about. That's a great Turtles cover. That's good stuff.
You can almost call it a bubblegum cover. It's like chewed up bubblegum.
So, not bad. What do we got? Anybody else?
Alien's coming out tomorrow. So, and they have one of the absolute worst covers I think I've ever seen. That first one is cool, but the other one I just think it's
wow. That is amazing.
The first one was cool.
Yeah, with them underneath there.
This
Yeah.
is Marvel's
That's-
big change to the Queen, isn't it, Ryan?
Yeah, this is the chick that's like, yeah, that's leading. That's like they're more humanized now from the times they've been creating or what spawning.
Xenomorph like.
Is the xenomorph's been using hosts, more human hosts over time, and so they'd be getting more and more humanoid or humanistic. But the other cover of this is just the worst cover I've ever seen. It's just like, I don't know if it's meant to be like that or what. No, not that one. I didn't see that one. That one's badass, that white one. Is that a ratio or can you tell? That is, what in the hell is that? Please, someone tell me that that's supposed to look as lame as it does. Because the reason it pissed me off, that could look so cool, but it looks so uncool.
Yeah,
I think he bit that guy's penis off, I believe.
The proportions are off. So yeah,
that is badass right there.
That is cool. When they put Alien against that white like that, it looks really badass. And they did the last one. I just picked the last one. It's on a red background. It looked really cool too.
This one's amazing, man. This is an amazing cover right here. The way they got the eggs and he's standing on the eggs and
it's kind of,
And you get that Marvel color rub on the front.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I swear, it's gonna be partially black or whatever.
get out the eraser.
What's up with that lame one, man? You see, I just couldn't figure it out. It's like, man, is this purposely look stupid?
Yeah, man.
I'm not sure, but I think that ASM. I don't know. I heard like the run through 18. I don't know if 19 has any key issue to it, any keyness to it or not. But
it's got some good covers. It's got this Nakayama. That's pretty good. The Nakayama. It's actually really good. It's one of Nakayama's better books in a while, to be honest. It's got the Dodson 1 in 25. I don't like Dodson.
Spider-Man 1 in 25s do fairly well.
Yeah, this one I just don't like. I don't like the way he draws Spider-Man sometimes, but
especially when it's like a foot off the ground like that.
This is the Ivan Tao. This one's it's interesting. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I hate it. I can't. You know what I mean? It's like one of those ones where you're like, I can't tell if I really like it or if I.
You have to see it in person.
Yeah. John Jang though. Look at this.
Wow.
He's just badass, dude. I'm so glad he got finally over with one of the big ones, Marvel or whatever. I can't wait till they put him on Venom. That's gonna be amazing.
So
the
trade looks good with John Jang. It's a little bit more muted.
Yeah. We don't buy all of them solo.
Yeah, I don't buy any of these, man. I can't tell you the last time I bought a new book.
If I get more than 4 books in a week, then that's a rare week. I typically, and if I do, I'll postpone the purchase until the week I don't have many books.
This is an incredibly rare week for me that like almost 60% of the Star Wars ongoing titles are dropping right now.
I am Boom Studios, and they got that new series Horror coming out tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yep. Scroll down like 2 more, right there. Some New York horror.
And that actually looks pretty dope. That looks really good.
I like Justin Jordan.
I don't think I've read anything by him yet.
But that
you
one
probably have. That one's crazy. Look at that. That face is pretty there's something about that. Wow.
It's scary.
And then there was another cover pick. It's called Screaming Horror by Fantico. It might not even be on there.
No, I think it should be.
I should have everything.
Nope, it's not.
Yeah. It was on Midtown site is where I saw it.
Look at this. That's pretty interesting.
Not a bad skeleton cover.
There was a Ivan Tao cover for Fairy Tales too. I forget which one though.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's like Van Halen.
Yeah.
Mad Halen.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Holy moly.
This is like next level shit right here. I would have been all into that.
Oh yeah, Valentine's Day is next week.
It was
Next week.
go back up to like Grimm Fairy Tales. There was a
Bad Idea. They're all terrible. #2. That's a pretty cool cover.
First thing I think of is Alice in Chains.
Dagger Through the Heart.
Yeah. What was it? You said Wood?
I want to say it was like in Grimm Fairy Tales. There was a Ivanhoe cover that was pretty cool.
Grim.
Maybe
Spotlight.
that's it. I just saw it when I was scrolling. I didn't. Nope. All right.
What is that? No. Maybe I missed it.
That Joker cover is pretty cool.
Yeah. There was a David Mack Batman book too. This cover is pretty cool. There's actually all these Joker covers are pretty cool.
I like that.
Yeah, all these Joker covers are cool, man. This one's really cool. The Lee Bermejo.
Bermejo.
Yeah.
You can always tell. You can tell Bermejo like
Yeah.
really quick.
Hey, those are all masks used in movies for Joker on the back of that wall. What were they?
Yeah. Yep. This one could be amazing, but she should only put the one person like it looked like he was kicking him. The other dude shouldn't be there because then it just throws everything off.
Yeah.
Like the dude underneath his arm. But that would have been a great cover. It was just the one dude.
There's a Stephanie Hans cover for was it Miracle Man, I believe.
Miracle
That's
Man.
pretty
That's
cool.
a great cover right there, man.
Did you say it was
Miracle
Bermejo?
Man.
Or
Yeah, that's Bermejo.
Bermejo. That's how you say it. Bermejo.
That is hard to even look at right there. Ooh, that is nice. Holy cow. Her face, that face is a little messed up, to be honest. That face is not. Now that I look at it, the face is kind of messed up.
Face not nice.
There's a Chichetto variant for that.
For Miracle Man.
Nice picture.
Yeah. That's not that good.
Like catch flies.
No, it's not very Chichetto-esque.
No. Mr. Easta.
Yeah, that looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's some Five Nights at Freddy's looking shit.
What you want to hold on. Over under for number of variants for Exiled today. I just remembered. I just saw it scrolling in there. Over under. Go.
For Exiled, what's Exiled?
It's a what not publishing.
Okay.
28.
Over under.
28.
I'm gonna go 18. Oh,
that's not bad.
I'm gonna go a smooth 16.
Oh, this is the Wesley Snipes one, huh?
Yeah.
A Blade Runner homage.
Oh, extremely bad ass.
Yeah.
I like Blade Runner. That's I'm just
yeah. If you're a Blade Runner fan, there you go. Or an 80s VHS fan.
Yeah, like at a VHS.
That's the 1 in 50.
I am surprised there isn't like double the number of variants, to be honest with you.
That is garbage. For a 1 in 50, get the hell out of here.
Gato's Derelict campaign.
That's interesting. Look at that. Yeah. Hopefully they're smart and that they don't do a bunch.
I mean, that's less than what was the last one? Ninja Funk.
Ooh. I don't mean to talk trash about artist works, but sometimes, man.
I'm honestly surprised there's not like 12 more variants for that.
1 in 500, and it's a Ghostbusters variant or something.
Yeah, Ghostbusters.
I want to read
on
what it's about. Let's see what it's about. Hold on, let's give it a second here. Wesley Snipes, producer and star of the Blade franchise, presents his original series, The Exiled, a genre-bending sci-fi noir described as Seven meets Blade Runner. The Exiled follows a hard-boiled detective, Roach Washington, as he pursues a serial killer who is using mysterious ancient tools to rip the spines from his victims. When forces outside and within the police department attempt to discredit him for his theories, Roach's instincts keep pushing him forward. With enemies on all sides, Roach wades deeper into the conspiracy and uncovers a secret 5,000 years in the making.
Not I, said the Fly. I mean, a character
Yeah.
name with a main character named Roach. Just it's like it seems like any character named Roach. Come on, it's especially the main character. Like put a little. I don't know.
What the fuck?
Buy what you
Isn't
like.
the main character supposed to look like Wesley Snipes? That doesn't look like Wesley Snipes.
It's his brother.
It's his brother Wesley Snaps, the Wish.com version.
Riley Snipes. Riley Snipes.
Do you think that this is something that he's always wanted to do, or do you think this is something where they're like, "Hey, do you want to write a comic book?" He's
No,
like,
I think
fuck
he
it, why
probably
not?
wanted to do it.
You think he did?
Probably wrote it in prison.
Oh,
Yeah, you're probably right, bro. You're probably right. Has he
Oh.
talked? Has he done any promotion for it? Has he talked about
I'm
it?
sure he
I-
has.
yeah. I saw a picture floating around Instagram of him signing books, and he does not look like the Wesley Snipes that I remember at all. He's
I will say it was like on, I think, Diamond's top reorder list.
was it?
Yeah.
He's keeping that same iconic haircut in that picture, that recent picture, that flat top.
Yeah.
That's how I could recognize him in the picture, was the iconic Wesley Snipes flat top.
That's interesting, man. This is the best cover of the bunch right here.
This makes me want to watch Demolition Man.
Yeah, 'cause
Yes,
it has a. I mean, it has an
Demolition
80s
Man
movie
was
feel
so
to it.
good, bro.
How many?
So
was it?
underrated.
Can we figure out how many they had?
No, but you can never even if we find out how many they probably have twice that amount hiding in some room.
The cockroach from Cosby Show.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, man. Well, good luck.
Mm.
We have demonetized.
Yeah. So that's pretty much new comic book day. Lots of books out there.
Amen.
Oh God, yeah. It's gonna
Andy,
be
that leaves us with what?
I don't know. Can I remember?
One more thing. Alberto, what do you have?
Hey, my one more thing this week is again a friendly reminder. The year of 2023 is the year of the comic community, which means every time we do a live CGC unboxing on the ComicManAndy YouTube channel, we give away a graded book, either from that submission, and then we throw it in. You can either win it from that submission, and we throw it in the community box. That community box is getting loaded up, and you get to pick a number. You win a graded book. We're having a lot of fun with that. 3 have gone out so far, if I remember correctly. We've done 3, and 3 winners have been selected, and 3 have gone out. The next CGC box is already sitting here. They're coming back so fast that I can't keep up with the shipping fees of sending out free books. So I've got to get a week breather in or 2-week breather in. Brian's shaking his head. He's seeing 3-day, 4-day, 5-day turn times. It's insane. But this year is the year of the comic community, and we are dedicated to taking all channel monetization, all super chats, all super stickers, everything, and we're rolling it back into the community. So everything the channel makes will go into either 1, 2, or 3 graded key comic books for the end of the year. And the more the channel makes, the bigger books we can give away. And one big giveaway at the end of the year. But to get there, we're celebrating with, we've already done 3 missions. 1, 2, 3. We're going to see how many missions we can get to till the tail end of the year as we grade books with CGC and CBCS. I got to do a CBCS submission coming up.
Did you say a Mission Barbecue?
It's just kind of like you're gonna make me hungry now.
I love me some Mission Barbecue.
It's just kind of made sense because the Mission 22 is a charity we will continue to support as well.
Yep.
Hell
McClay.
yeah. I am going to be doing a segment tomorrow night about submitting cards to PSA for grading. I have a monster submission that I'm putting together that I'm just now finding out I am not going to be able to afford to grade this submission because it's going to cost so much to grade it because of how PSA charges on big cards. For instance, each one of these Michael Jordan rookies are going to cost me $300 to grade.
Are you serious?
Crap.
Yes. So any card that has a valuation over $2,500 is it costs $300 to grade. These cards are going to cost me $150 to grade. Well, sorry, this one is probably going to cost me $600-$700 to grade the Julio Gold rookie auto because it could be it's probably a $10,000 card, right?
Holy Jesus.
So
holy crap.
A Kobe. This is a Kobe rookie, but it's a 1 per box parallel rookie from his rookie year called that's going to be a crazy card to grade. Another Julio Rodriguez. So like these cards right here could cost me, $5,000 to grade.
God.
This is a 1 of 1 Josh Jacobs. So I'm learning all this. I signed up for my PSA grading, the membership. They don't give you free grading spots like they do at CGC. They do give you $100
magazine.
Yeah, they do give you the cool magazine, which you can sell because they sell. But yeah, man, I'm gonna have to like send things in a chunks and sell. Send a Jordan in, sell it, get that to pay for the rest of them. I have so much money going out and grading. And then on top of it, like I'm doing like you're doing with the CGC grading, I'm starting to send out just as many as I can. Boom. Because I'm gonna, this is the year of selling too. Like it's time to sell. Like if you can sell stuff still for a decent clip, start selling your Damian books right now. Start selling your DC spec books. You should have been selling them 2 days ago. You should have been selling them 5 days ago.
What you got, Bryan?
Well, right along with what McClay just said, I actually met with a guy yesterday or day before yesterday, I believe, who he has a sports card YouTube show called Card Quest, and he's big into like selling cards and whatnot. So I actually met with him and reviewed all my inventory that I have to come up with a game plan on how to move most of the stuff. So I am heavily focused into having Rhynoverse eBay store being filled with tons of football cards of all types. So keep an eye on that. I do want to give a shout out to my boy Robert. He, as you know, I'm also a Venom collector. He has been holding some Volume 4 Venom books, roughly about 20 or 25 that I've been paying on little by little for over a couple years, actually. Almost a couple years now, year and a half or so. And he's got a few more books of mine, a few more books he's holding, like some screen books, the run of just a couple other more symbiote books. But he's been letting me pay on them like little by little as I get the ability to be able to pay on them. So I just got the last order of my Venom Volume 4 books in. And it's just really cool to close the gap on these. So I'm like, I need less than 40 books to have every Venom book that's out there. But, up until Volume 4, pretty much. So I'm really just can't wait to finish that chapter in my collecting, get that all cinched up. And yeah, so thanks, Robert. Appreciate you working with me to getting those books.
Sweet. Yeah, I just want to say first show on ComicManAndy is about a wrap. So if you guys have found your way over to ComicManAndy's channel from this show, make sure you guys click that subscribe button. Make sure you guys check out all the other great content Andy has on his channel, especially those CGC unboxings. And if you're a fan of Last of Us, make sure you guys check out his Last of Us recap This last episode was a doozy. If you're not watching Last of Us, don't listen to the haters that call it another Walking Dead show because it's so much better. If you haven't played the game is great.
I had the game.
Their Naughty Dog is taking their time with the PC version due to the success of the show, and they want to make sure it's right. I think this episode was probably Andy's favorite. I'm just going to go off a hunch just from all the puns and the dad jokes that were throughout the episode. The cinematography in that show is great. The soundtrack is great. The storyline is great. The characters are fantastic. Last of Us, and if you want to find out more, make sure you guys check out his reviews. A great panel there discussing that show. But again, thanks Andy for hosting this show now Tuesday nights on your channel. Thanks for those that are in the chat. Thanks for those that are regular on Andy's channel. Thanks for those that are regulars on the show. I do want to say sorry for Wrexham. They got knocked out of the FA Cup today, but a hell of a journey for them. And Champions League is getting ready to pick back up. And if you're a Man City fan, sorry, bro, you guys are about to be screwed with some heavy fines. They're even talking about kicking them out of the Premier League. Don't think that'll happen. But that's a long one more thing.
TB12.
Yeah.
We will
see you guys on this channel next week.
Ooh.
Excuse me while I change. The whole buggy has made me sweaty. Yeah, sweaty.